Namaste. I'm Shelly with Yoga Bliss, and today I am inspired in this beautiful backyard that is blossoming with springtime to share this beautiful conversation that I was listening to this morning between Oprah Winfrey and Marianne Williamson. Marianne Williamson, if you are not familiar with her, she wrote a book that is 20 years old called Return to Love. And what I've learned from Marianne Williamson and all of her work and her book is that we can always return to love, and our biggest emotions are love and fear. And when we can allow ourselves to detach from that fear or even embrace the fear and ride it out, we can truly return to love. And as you know, love is the greatest thing on earth. Love is what we crave. A newborn baby is born into this world, and most of the times newborn babies, they wouldn't perish from, yes, they need food and they don't need clothing, but they need love. They need to be changed, but they need love. They crave love, and babies actually will perish from lack of love, or they'll be very detached and separated from themselves and separated from the world. Returning to love is that ultimate place inside. So as in my life, a mother of 3, I get very overwhelmed and wrapped up. We're actually getting ready to sell our house and journey and move to the mountains from the city. And I have sisters and I have nephews and nieces, and I have a whole life here in the city of Fort Collins, and it's scary to think of to move away and leave. And I have a spiritual women's group and some very dear friends and a yoga studio, but I'm only an hour away. I'll only be an hour away, and what I'm learning is to let the fear, breathe the fear out, and embrace the now, the power of the now. Because when we can truly capture our breath, when we can breathe in into our heart from the front and the back, and exhale, and breathe into our heart and exhale, we can return to love, and we can let that fear go. Or even I have, my sisters. I have a sister who's having lots of issues with her health, and she's been off and on having them for 2 years. And in the back of her mind, and I'm sure in everyone's mind, there's this little fear of what's really wrong, what's the bigger picture. We had a friend who was about our age, passed away from cancer about 6 months ago. Beautiful Hannah, sending her love and light. She's always with us here. But there's also that fear lingering of things like that in this society, and cancer and sickness and grief and dying. But if we can return to love and know that our souls are always everlasting, never changing, just like us. Do you remember yourself as a newborn baby, from toddlerhood to childhood to teenagehood to 20hood to 30s to however old you are, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s? This body that's always changing isn't us. Is this us? If this is really us, then why do we always change? I'm going real deep right now. But if we can just truly be present in the moment and know that the part of us, when you can breathe, when you can connect to yourself, be present in nature, gaze at a tree, hug a baby, embrace your spouse, shoot a smile, give a hug to somebody, you can really return to love. And in a course on miracles that Marianne Williamson dives so deep into, but really helps break it down for modernized people like me, because I tried reading the Course of Miracles or listening to it and on Audible, and it was so heavy, but Marianne just breaks it down so eloquently. And there's this text, and it's every moment there's a choice to choose between a grievance or a miracle. So wherever you are in your life, whatever moment it is you're facing, what is it going to be? You're going to choose the grievance or choose the miracle. And this isn't saying that we have to overlook bad things that people do to us, or say you got into a car accident and you're all shooken up. It doesn't mean we have to overlook that. It means that we can forgive and we can return to love. And another beautiful thing that Marianne said is, when we get trapped in fear, is ask yourself this question: who is it that I need to forgive? Who is it that I need to forgive? And forgive them and let it go. Because when we hold onto judgments and fears and resentments and anchors and doubts, we're not able to be our best self, and we're not able to choose the miracle. Because we can choose to goal set, we can choose to achieve and accomplish something, or we can choose to set intentions from deep within. Something I learned from Wayne Dyer, listening to his Audible book. I love reading and listening to books. It's like my favorite thing to learn ever. Is Wayne talks about setting intentions within our unchanging self, because this part of us that's unchanging, that no matter how old we get, the wrinkles that we get on our face or sunspots, this part of us, the loving part, never changes. And if we can align to set an intention inwardly versus I'm setting a goal, like me, I'm in a move. Usually I would be like, I'm putting my house on the market, we're buying a new house, and we're going to move. But the universe is not really, that's not in store for me right now. My husband started a company a year ago, and we can't qualify for a loan, but we feel like it's the right choice to do, so we actually don't have a house. We are just trusting in the process of life, and I'm trusting in miracles. And I know that I am divinely guided and divinely protected, because I am choosing love and I'm not choosing fear. So what is it going to be for you today? Are you going to choose the grievance or choose the miracle? And know that when it's fear and love, you can always return to love. I love you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in spiritually with me and opening your heart to love. I'm sending love to you, and I'm truly so grateful for you, and so grateful for the practice of yoga and pranayama and this connection of love within. I love you dearly. Namaste, beautiful friends.